Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is your host, Sharon Sirota with SunGates Center, and I'd like to welcome Bill Farber.
Thank you very much.
How are you, Bill?
Great.
Great. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
We're excited to have you back because now our listeners will be actually experiencing what it is to have the energy wave alignment.
Yes, they will.
Yes. And before we get started, what is it that our listeners need to do to prepare for this?
Well, there's not much to do. Basically, the best situation would be to sit comfortably, not driving a car, hopefully, because we don't want you to be distracted. The environment should be relatively free of distractions as much as you can, like don't have the TV going or anything, if you can help it. And then just best to sit with the feet flat on the floor if you can. If you like to sit in full lotus, that's okay too, but, the main thing is be comfortable. If you want to lie down, that's okay too. And as far as what to do, there's really nothing more to do. Just be receptive, but you don't need to have any kind of intention or try to get into a meditative state or anything like that. It's just very naturally just be comfortable and just sit and receive.
Okay. And if people are doing some other types of energy healing work, does this interfere with that or does it affect it in any way?
It will amplify it and make it more powerful, but it will definitely not conflict with anything. It's basically very source-based. It just kind of nourishes you. It's like if you water a plant, everything else that's going on with the plant is going to be nourished by the water. Mm-hmm. So this is a very fundamental thing. It's not something that replaces something or it's, better or worse than something else. It's just, you'll see when you have the experience. But if you have a meditation practice, it'll make that more deep and more rewarding. If you do energy work, this will amplify your energy in some way.
Okay. And again, you don't recommend stopping to see your doctor or getting off any medications in replacement of doing this type of work?
No. This is not a substitute for any medical treatments. I work with people that are on all kinds of different medical protocols. This will just help the medicine work better. It'll help you feel more balanced and more energized during sometimes some of those tougher treatments. And definitely do take the advice of the healthcare professional of your choice. That's not what I do, and that's what I do is completely outside, but it will amplify any benefits that you may have from those things.
Mm-hmm. And what people will experience is a sense of relaxation, self-centered, just being so positively relaxed and rejuvenated.
Well, typically that's what happens, but you don't need to feel any particular way during this or worry about how you feel. Sometimes the results of this can be a little bit delayed. So some people will feel this right away. Other people may say, well, that was nice, but, whatever. And then they notice the next couple, 3-4 days starts to go much more smoothly than they had expected. Or maybe something happens that has been stalled for them, and all of a sudden it happens in a positive way. Or some physical things all of a sudden feels better. So I would suspend actual judgment on what the effect of it is for at least 2-3 days.
Right, because the body needs time to process.
Right.
Sometimes it could be instantaneous. Other times it could take, a couple of hours, maybe a couple of days. Right?
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
And then they'll see the effects of this energy wave alignment.
Yes.
Okay. And just a quick review of the 4 steps that you'll be taking us through.
Well, what we're going to be doing is a very brief tour through the energy waves. And essentially, there are 4 different waves that we're going to do. The first one is clearing energy. The second one is awareness or being energy. The third is rejuvenation. And the fourth is the unified wave, which is a combination or merging together of the first 3 waves. And I'll be just transmitting these to you in sequence. I will announce each one. But the waves are done in silence. So this is not going to be a guided visualization. And it's not going to be a guided meditation of any kind. I'm not going to give you, thoughts and concepts to mull over. I'm just going to introduce each wave, project the wave, transmit it for a minute or 2, and then go on to the next one.
Okay. So just sit quietly and enjoy the ride, right?
Right. That's what I'm going to do.
And just accept it, right? And you don't have to do anything. Just be, do they need to be watching you or should they have their eyes closed?
They can, either one. If they can stand to watch me, they can do that. If they want to close their eyes. Many people naturally close the eyes because it's an inward pull of, a meditative kind of a trigger. But if you're fascinated by watching the screen, you can feel free to watch. I'm not going to do anything particularly interesting. I'm just going to sit here. I have my hand up, and that's about it.
Okay. And the interesting thing is that no matter when they listen to it, time of day or next year or any time like that, it will still work.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
It's they call evergreen. Whenever if you watch it later or any other time, it's the same.
Okay, great. Well, we're all excited and we're ready to start when you are, Bill.
Okay, well, I'm ready. So everybody get comfortable. And as I said, if you're sitting down, the feet are straight, it's better. If you're lying down and the feet are straight, it's better than if they're crossed, typically. So just get comfortable. I'm going to just kind of tune in for a second myself. And what we'll do is a very brief connectivity process. I'd like you to just feel as though you're plugging deeply into the earth. And then feel as though you're plugging deeply into the universe infinitely above. And if it feels like a slight stretch, that's fine. Like being stretched downwards and stretched upwards at the same time. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to initiate the transmission of the clearing energy wave, and I'm going to let that run for a couple minutes. And during this time, just no need to do anything or try to clear anything from yourself. Just be there. No doing required. So I'm going to start that now and let that run for about 2 minutes. If during this wave we feel some kind of physical sensations or strong emotions, just for now, we just allow them to be whatever they are. No reason to try and get rid of them. Just let them come up. And the energy has a tendency to just lift them out on its own. And we'll let that wave run for another minute or so. We'll let it gently recede. Very good. Now we're going to begin the awareness or being energy. And I'm going to let that run for another couple minutes. So I'm going to begin that now. We're going to let that run for another minute or so. During this awareness wave, there's no reason to try and stop your mind from thinking or resisting thoughts or anything. Just allow whatever comes up to come up. All right, great. So then we're going to begin now with the Rejuvenation Energy wave. And that's going to run for a couple minutes. And how are you doing, Sharon?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Bill. This is a wonderful experience.
Great. Excellent. So we're going to start the Rejuvenation Energy now. During this wave, if you feel any physical sensations or anything, any kind of discomfort, maybe you have some kind of a situation, you've been diagnosed with something, just for now, if we could let go of resisting any of that or trying to get rid of the feeling and just allow it to be what it is. This is the best, we could say, perspective for the energy to do its utmost for you. We let go of that resistance feeling. Excellent. Okay, we'll let that recede for a little bit here. And then we're going to begin the final wave, which is the unified wave. which, as we said before, is a combination of the first three waves. So we'll bring in the clearing energy. And we'll weave in the awareness or being wave. And now we'll weave in the rejuvenation wave. And we've created now the unified wave. And we'll let that run for a minute or so. So we'll let that roll for another half minute or so. And while that's subsiding, we can just plug back into the earth. Really just imagine we're plugging really deeply into the core of the earth, really connecting deeply. I'm going to send a little bit of grounding energy to everyone. Okay, and I think we're complete.
Wonderful. That was awesome, Bill. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you.
Yes. Wow, that was amazing. And I have to share with you what I experienced. And I just felt such a peaceful beingness for myself. And I just felt so relaxed in my back and my shoulders and just everything. And I could feel the energy around my head. And through my hands, I could just feel that the energy was pulsing in my hands. Like I felt tingling. And but I wasn't working on or trying to control the energy or anything like that. I was just letting it be.
Excellent.
Just a state of beingness.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key to this whole thing, is not exercising control. We're so used to controlling or wanting to control everything. And even when we do meditation practices or energy work, it's hard to overcome that wanting to control an outcome or wanting to control the process or trying to control thoughts or something like that. So these energy waves are an opportunity to take a complete vacation from all that doingness and that controllingness and just being, and very conducive to that.
Right, and not being attached to the outcome.
Yes.
Or not thinking that this is the way the process should be, but just rather than allowing it and letting it happen and just letting
Exactly.
your own body experience it.
Exactly.
And
Very
just
well
relaxing
stated.
your mind. Right?
Very well stated.
Yes.
The mind will relax automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I noticed too when you said being more grounded, and I felt my feet just going deeper, like into the ground. And even when I'm sitting down right now in the chair, just feeling that in the chair too. And also just reaching straight up, going straight up too is being grounded.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it's being grounded in both directions.
We're being anchored in our bodies. In other words, having this deep silence does not mean we're left our bodies and gone to some other, place.
Mm-hmm.
The whole key now to this the energies in the earth right now is human beings are expected to function in their bodies.
Right.
And not wish to get away from their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So this energy is a unique process where we can experience these really deep, expanded states. At the same time, we feel extremely grounded and connected in the body.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
That's the intention behind it.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I felt as though, being more present, in who I am.
Perfect.
And
Excellent.
just being grounded and being centered, where I'm alignment and straight up and down to the earth. So it's both. And so that's the connectedness that I felt in this experience with you, Bill. So it was
Excellent.
truly awesome.
Well, it was awesome for me because facilitating this is really an experience. It's very rewarding. So I appreciate very much this opportunity to be with you and
Right.
everybody who's
Mhm.
watching, and hope to see
Right.
you all again.
Yes, absolutely. And, Bill, with this wonderful experience, like we said before, people may experience something now or even later on.
Yes, in other
They'll
words,
recognize
some
that.
people will have experience it as it's happening immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Other people may say, well, that was okay, whatever, and may notice over the next few days, as we said, some shifts. So just pay attention to how you feel the next few days. Maybe do some journaling and write down some experiences you might have. And
I
just
find that
refer
very
to them
helpful.
later.
Yes,
It's
writing
really
things
good.
down.
Right.
And so that way you can go back and you say, yes, this is what I experienced.
Honestly, I'm the kind of
you're
person that feels something later.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I once went to see that Saint Amma, the hugging lady.
Oh, yes.
And I
Okay.
sat in line for an hour and a half, whatever, and she hugged me, and I said, she's a nice lady, okay, I got to get back to work. And a half hour later, I'm driving back to work in my car, and I thought my head was going to blow off. Went, boom! So there's some people get delayed reactions to things. So I wouldn't evaluate this experience until, maybe the next day or something like that.
And everybody may experience it a little bit differently.
Exactly.
Right.
Everybody's going to have their own unique experience.
Right. And each time that you go through this Energy Wave program, you may experience something new.
It will evolve constantly and adjust itself to where you are at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So, one day you may have one experience, the next day a different one. But they're always going to be beneficial. They're always going to be evolutionary. And they're always going to be exactly what you need at that particular moment.
And how often should people be doing this?
There's no should with it. Whatever's comfortable,
So they can do it every day if
Absolutely.
they choose?
If they have a recording, they could listen every day or
Okay.
watch this every day. And sure. I mean, whatever's comfortable for you, experiment with it. The more we do it, though, the more we get used to it, and the more we resonate, and the deeper we can get connected with those energies.
Right, and it's raising up our vibrations
Yes, absolutely.
to a healthier level each
Yes.
time we listen to it.
Yes.
And our bodies become more in tune to receiving that energy.
Very, very, very true.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Bill Farber.
Thank
It's
you,
been a
Sharon.
pleasure having you here on SunGatesCenter.com radio, and we look forward to visiting with you again. And in conclusion, do you have anything else that you'd like to add?
I think we've really covered everything, except I'm really this is a wonderful experience for me, and thank you all.
Yes, thank you all, and thank you to our listeners as well. And I wish you a happy and wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.